other recording didn't come out very well. Okay, so just let you know that we're recording. Didn't say much that time, but okay. All right. So notice I wrote great test review questions. And if you notice, if you weren't here yesterday or whatever, the test that's supposed to be this Friday is getting postponed. The reason why is we've already missed like 1.5 days for weather. So it's actually going to be next Friday. The reason why it's being postponed a whole week is because Monday and Tuesday you all will not be here. Okay, so it's next Friday. Also, I have posted test questions on there. I have also posted a list of the concepts that are going to be on there. And even though you can access them from Infinite Campus, I did make you some copies. So I meant to give them to you, but I had too much going on. So if y'all take one and pass them back, this is the list of what's going to be on your test. Okay. So y'all can immediately put this in your book bag or in your notebook. It's just for y'all. If you lose it, just know it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. And then pack. Did y'all pack the rest back?
No.
Oh, no, you're fine. Okay, so that's just for y'all. Y'all good? Okay, that's just for y'all. All right, so let's go over this. All right, when I look at this first problem, it says, what are the intervals where the function is decreasing and what's wrong, y'all?
Okay, I thought he grabbed him because he.
Okay. Okay, are we talking about this?
Yes.
Do y'all need another copy? Okay. All right. Does Aldo have one, Maddie? You have one? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get my act together soon, I promise. Okay, so increasing, decreasing. So what I did was, folks, I have actually got 2 color highlighters, and maybe this may help. Maybe you'll get 2 color highlighters. We know that when we're going on a curve, we ride the roller coaster from the left. So notice if I'm riding from the left, the first thing I'm gonna do is go up. So this is the increasing part. Okay. And then once I get to the top, I go down. That's the decreasing part. Okay, what is the breaking point? Well, the breaking point is the X part of the vertex right here. What is the X part of the vertex? It's -1. Good job. So y'all, look what I'm going to do right underneath this. Kind of what we did the other day. I'm going to draw a number line. If this is -1, tell me about the numbers on the number line on the right side of -1. They're bigger. So mathematically, how do we write that? We write X is greater than -1. Tell me about the numbers on the left side of -1 on a number line. Well, remember on a number line, and y'all, I'm not talking about this curve. I'm just saying in general, a number line. To the right, the numbers get bigger, and what happens to the left? So when I ask you, tell me about the numbers on the left side of -1, these are the smaller numbers. So how do we write that? Well, we write X is less than -1. So y'all notice the increasing part of the graph is the left side, and that goes with the interval where X is less than -1. The decreasing part of the graph is on the right side of the curve, and that goes with X is greater than 1. And so I can even put an I here and a D here, and now you just match it up to the problem. The function decreases where X is less than -1. That's not right. The function decreases where X is less than 9. Well, that's not even the X part of the vertex. So C says it decreases where X is greater than -1, that's that, and increases where X is less than -1. So the answer is C. How many people got that? Nice, okay. Hopefully the color-coded increasing and decreasing will help you. Okay, I'm throwing in something old that is going to be on your test. You know, we're going to do a multi-step equation. So we've always, you know, had our steps there. The first thing we're going to do is distribute. And I'm distributing the -3. So I can go ahead and bring that -10 down because I'm not going to do anything with it. -3 times -8x is positive 24x. -3 times -12 is positive 36. Bring down your equal sign and bring down your -13. The first thing I did was distribute. The next thing I got to do is combine like terms on the same side of the equation. So if I look on this side, I can put two things together. I can put the 36 and the -10. And if I put those together, I get a positive 26 when I combine those. And then I'm going to bring down my 24x because I didn't mess with it. Bring down my equal sign, bring down my -13. Now I got a two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 26 from both sides. Bring down my 24x, bring down my equal sign. When I combine here, I get -39. Last step, divide by 24. Okay, and at this point, we just go to the calculator. So what does it look like in the calculator? We do -39 divided by 24, and we get -1.625. How many people did that and got it right? Nice. Okay. All right. The one that we're so shy about. Gonna have to start embracing these things, folks. It's got a lot of words in it, and there's no table. So you guys tend, when there's no picture and no table, y'all tend to like just skip it. Y'all, we don't want to be skipping stuff on the test in the EOC. So let's read this thing. First of all, y'all, when I see a rectangle, y'all, we need to go ahead and on some kind of piece of paper, we need to go ahead and draw that rectangle. And this one's the same way. It says a rectangle. So y'all, when you see the word a rectangle, draw it. A triangle, draw it. You know what I mean? Okay, now what does it say? The length of the tennis court is 5 more than twice the width. And then it says, let W be the width. So I'm going to let W be the width. And then it says the length is 5 more than twice the width. So there you go. And by the way, this is the same problem. So I'm going to do width 2W plus 5. Because if you read it, it's the same information. One of them says find the area. Y'all just told me I multiply. The other one says find the perimeter, and y'all just told me I add up everything all the way around. So when I'm multiplying, basically, I'm going to multiply here. It's a distribution. Some of y'all may want to set it up as a distribution, or some of y'all might realize, wait a minute, I like that 1 by 2 box we used to do. So we got a 2W and we got a 5. So now when I'm multiplying, I add powers. So the first box is 2W squared. When I multiply here, the last box is 5W. And there she is. Okay, here's a perimeter, so we got to add it up all the way around. And I have not filled in these other sides. So this is 2W plus 5, and this is W. So now all I do is add up everything all the way around. I'm going to combine like terms. So we've got 2W added to 2W, added to 1W, added to 1W. That's 2, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 W's. Not squared. Remember, squared's when we're multiplying. That's where I add the powers. Okay, and by the way, if you are doing area, okay, one thing you should know is length times width, or whatever area is, y'all, it's a square unit. Always. It's always a square unit. Okay, and perimeter would never be a square unit. It wouldn't be a square unit. Just a little piece of trivia for you. And then we got 5 and 5. We combined to get 10. Boom. Area and perimeter. I'll say this again because a lot of y'all will pick up on it. Y'all, area just by the nature of it being a multiplication, area is a squared term. It's a squared term. Perimeter is not a square term. I'm trying to think of an example. You know, like maybe if you took the area of something, I mean, you may have heard, you know, something like 25 inches squared. Inches squared. It's a square term. That means area. Okay. Volume, by the way, is a cubic term. So you don't do volume in my class, but if you're doing volume, it would be inches cubed or something like that. Okay. And then perimeter doesn't have a square on it at all. So if you remember that, so you can go ahead and cross off that and that because those are area. And same here, if you know that area has to be a squared term, you can cross off those two. So just some trivia for you on that. All right, if you turn over, I tried to pick something else up that you guys are having a hard time with. It's these symbols here. This means where the function is positive and where the function is negative. Okay, well, hopefully we remember that the function is positive above the y-axis, or x-axis, excuse me, and the function is negative below it. And what that is f of x means y. Where are the y values positive? Well, up here. Where are the y values negative? Down here. Okay, so I'll use two different colors again. So positive is above the x-axis. So that's my positive. Okay, the less than 0, the negative, is below the x-axis, and there's actually two pieces there. Okay. Well, how do I write this piece here? Well, the curve is in between two numbers. It's in between -4 and 2. So we write this as an in-between statement. Okay, that's this guy up here. Down here, these are two different pieces. This piece is x is less than -4. This piece is x is greater than 2. So these pieces go with that. And all you do is match them up. Notice it matches right here. The positive part of the function is in between. And then the negative part is these two pieces. It's two pieces. So B was the correct answer. Did anybody get that? Yeah, it's hard. I see a couple people said they did. Okay. So y'all, all I did really for the bottom, this bottom part that I said don't touch, I just in my mind thought I want them to have a visual of increasing, decreasing, and positive, negative to know you're not looking at the same spots. So y'all, this is the same graph, don't know if y'all realize, of a quadratic. On this one, let's highlight increasing, decreasing. And on this one, let's highlight f of x greater than 0 and f of x less than 0. So check this out. Y'all, when you're doing increasing, decreasing, this is one part. And this is the other part. And the vertex is important for you to know. Okay, well, y'all, when you're doing positive and negative, it's not in these same spots. See, positive is above the x-axis, and negative is where the function is below. See, y'all, look at the difference here. See, this is kind of a left-right sort of thing. Y'all, this is actually a top-bottom sort of thing. Do you see that? This is left is something, right is something. This is the top is something, the bottom is something. So just so you know, these are not the same things. This is where's the function positive? Well, it's above the x-axis. Where's the function negative? It's below. This is where's it going up? Well, it's going up on the left side. Where's it going down? Well, it's going down on the right side. So just a visual for you to see there is a difference in those two questions. We good? Okay, that's for y'all. Now, okay, so folks, let's go ahead and make sure everybody's off their laptops. Doing the stuff with me. Okay. The idea of what we're going to do here is really, the idea is not difficult. I wish that there was a Delta math you could do on this. There's not one. I wish there was these cool worksheets on them. There's not any. So really, all we're gonna do is go through this little guy together, and then maybe tomorrow do a little bit more in hopes that you'll pick it up. No, it's not intense, gotta do a bunch of stuff. It's just visually seeing something, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna enter an equation in our calculator, and we're gonna go to the table where we get order payers, and we're gonna record the order payer. So if everybody will make sure they have a calculator, everybody needs one, okay?
Oh, no, what?
Okay, I got one here. Everybody got a calculator? Yeah? Okay, so folks, check this out. We're getting ready to compare the order pairs or the values of this function. Who knows what this is? Is it linear, quadratic, or exponential? This one. We should know, although,
Wait. I just like,
there's a square on it. No, quadratic. But James, check this out. This little guy's a power, even though he's a little lower than he's supposed to be. When X is a power, what type of model is that? Exponential. So we're getting ready to compare a quadratic and an exponential. So notice it says f of x goes here. So everybody, what I want you to do is I want you to go in your calculator, okay? And I'm gonna demonstrate. If you go to y equals, everybody look at the button. Everybody look at the button. If you go to y equals, the first thing I want you to do is press clear and clear until the entire thing's cleared out. Need calculators in hands. You're going to y equals, and if you got anything here, you press clear, and you can go ahead and use the down key, press clear, get everything clear. Is anybody not able to clear this at all? You know, you gonna do this? You got yours? Okay. Lorelei, you got a calculator? Okay. Are we good? We're ready to go to the next thing. Okay, so we're gonna put this first one, in. It says 5x squared plus 4. So here we go. 5, the X button's right here. X, here's your squared button, plus 4. 5x squared plus 4. Is there anybody that needs my help putting that in? 5x squared plus 4. Did we find everything? Anybody? 5x. Did you turn it back on again? Battery line. Okay, 5x squared plus 4. Okay, y'all, we're gonna find all the ordered pairs for this curve in the table. Y'all check it out. Do you see that yellow button right there? Top right says table. Press second table, and notice you're gonna have a table of values. Does your value start where mine does? Maybe not. You can scroll up and down, but you want to start at 0. The reason why is this is where you're going to start recording points. 0, 4. I'll say again, y'all. It doesn't matter that mine has a -3 and a 3. If you scroll up and down, you can get to this spot. Okay? So, Lyric, tell me, I'm just going to say it from back here because somebody else may have the mistake. What's up? Okay, so did you enter something under this? You got that entered under y equals? Yeah, to get the table, look right there where my finger is. Do you see where it says table? You're going to press second table, and then it's going to take you to the table. So y'all, you're literally going to record these ordered pairs. Everybody look. 0, 4. 0, put a 4 there. 1, 9. 1, 9. And you scroll up and down on your calculator till you get all of these done, okay?
keeps turning on.
Let's record them. Second table,
Oh, yeah, I did that too.
second table. Well, if you miss a beat on the second, what it's gonna do is graph it. But if you press second table, eventually you'll press it in the correct way that the table will pop up. Scroll down. to see if it can get down to- Now, scroll up and down, see?
Oh,
See, 0419, keep going. Yeah. Up right there. Yep, and then I think it's plus 4, right? And then go to the second table though. Right here. That right there. Yep. Square button right there. You doing it, say that square it on, and then plus 4. Up. It's all.
So like, what's on 0 right here, roughly?
Yeah, because that's the order pairs 0, 4. And when you get down to the bottom, if you keep scrolling, it'll keep giving you points. It'll keep giving you points. Okay, so you can double check that you got what I got. No good. Okay. So basically, y'all, the reason why we line these up together is because we can kind of look at what's going on. Okay. Y'all, if you notice, the quadratic starts out being bigger. The value on the y is bigger. And if you keep looking, do you see how the quadratic's bigger? Look, y'all, we're not comparing the x's, we're comparing the y. Do y'all see how the quadratic's bigger? I want y'all to locate where the quadratic's no longer bigger and the exponential's bigger. I'm gonna say again, quadratic's bigger when I compare that. Quadratic's bigger, bigger, bigger. I want y'all to find the place where the quadratic's not bigger anymore. Okay, but it's not really the very bottom, is it? Okay, right, I just want you guys to find it. Did y'all find it? Okay, what's the x value there? What's the x value there? I think it's,
It's just big.
right, I'm saying where it gets started. See y'all look. Quadratic's still bigger, quadratic's still bigger, quadratic's still bigger. All of a sudden, right here is where the change takes place. Now, the quadratic's not bigger anymore, the exponential is. This is important, okay? So y'all, let's highlight that. Because y'all, you could be asked a test question or an EOC question, and this is what it's gonna say. So y'all listen, this is what it's gonna say. What is the smallest integer value? By the way, these are integers. Remember, an integer are the pretty numbers that y'all like. What is the smallest integer value where the exponential exceeds, what's exceeds mean? Goes past, exceeds the quadratic. Y'all, it's always going to happen. Exponential is always eventually going to get bigger than everything else. Exponential is always going to win eventually. That's the way I say it. Exponential is always going to win. It's always going to win. Okay? If something is growing exponentially, it is growing very quickly. Eventually, it's going to win out. In this particular situation, that's where it wins. It wins where x is 9. Now, it doesn't win where x is 8, but it wins where x is 9. So right here, what you're going to want to write is at x equals 9, the exponential exceeds, and I would underline that because that's kind of a new word for y'all. Exceeds, that means goes past. Hang on, the quadratic. Okay. So y'all, the sad thing is there's not a bunch of worksheets on this, but I don't think it's difficult. And what's the beautiful thing is what we're hoping for is a graph. Because then you don't have to like find these values. Okay. Okay, but I want y'all to practice one more time. So we're going to do the one at the bottom. Okay. The one at the bottom has an exponential and a quadratic and a linear. It's got 3 of them. So let's go ahead and look at the bottom. Okay, y'all put that right there in first. Go to y equals again. Go to y equals, clear it out, and put in 2x plus 3. Go to y equals, clear it out, and put in 2x plus 3. And now record all your values. F of x is this one. This is your linear. Record all your values. The only thing you're going to run into trouble with is this exponential, y'all. It's going to be decimals. And y'all just round to like tens place. So like 7.7. You don't need to get crazy and write out all the decimals. Just write 7.6 or something. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is walk around and let you guys kind of try to do this on your own.